Yo, what's up guys, it's Jack and welcome back to another video. So, pretty much it's been all but confirmed that there will be more remastered games coming from Activision's IP in 2018. Now obviously, this is obviously exciting news, and remember, I know that Infinity Ward are the ones that basically are in charge of the Modern Warfare series, but as I've said in previous videos, and something that's pretty much been confirmed already, we already know that the next Black Ops or the next Treyarch game is going to be a modern era first-person shooter. So I mean, why not mix things up a little bit? I mean, imagine if Treyarch were to make Modern Warfare 4 or Modern Black Ops or whatever they're going to call it. And on top of that, all Activision has to say, obviously since Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is being talked about quite a lot throughout the community, and it seems to be the next one that's coming. I mean, all Activision has to say is, look, this Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is going to get released alongside the Treyarch game. It's simple as that. All they have to do is pretty much just say it. And there's not a damn thing Treyarch or Infinity Ward or whatnot can do about it. It's just how the cookie crumbles. And another thing that I wanted to talk about also in this video is the Call of Duty formula. I kind of jumped straight into the topic here at the commentary without easing into it a little bit, but I just gotta, you know, it's sometimes just gotta let it out there, you know. But I mean, obviously, like I said, Activision doesn't just have Call of Duty; they have other game titles under their belt, like Crash, which they remastered in 2017. And Spyro, which I'm excited about. Those two games right there will be in my. I will have those games when I end up getting the PS4. And there are games that I'm a sucker for. I'm a sucker for a good action adventure platformer, especially old school, one that's not too hard, but one that's not too simple either. And by the way, I have in fact heard that they've Crash Remastered is harder than what the original games were, and that's definitely fine with me. I have no problem with that, but. I honestly think, and it also says here, I'm going to read this off to you guys. I'm not going to post it on the screen because I just want you to focus on the gameplay, and I'll do the reading for you. Activision SEC filing says, company plans to release remastered versions of titles from our library of IP in 2018. So Spyro is pretty much a given if Activision has them. I didn't really look into that, but I'm pretty sure that they do. But, I mean... I don't really necessarily have a problem with remastered games. I mean, like, I know that Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is something that a lot of people are hyped up for, as I said. And the thing is this, like, I personally, if I was a developer, now I know that I know that the fan base enjoys the games for what they were, but let's get a little bit realistic here. We'll never relive that nostalgia. I mean, it's never going to be quite like it was, because there's nothing quite like the first time. So even when you remaster a game, even though it's going to look better and obviously and probably play better as well, at least in theory, it's not going to. We're never going to get that exact experience again. I don't know. It's like trying a chocolate chip cookie for the first time, you know, and even though even though we still love chocolate chip cookies to this day, for those of us that love chocolate chip cookies, there's nothing quite like your first cookie. You know what I mean? And the same thing applies to Call of Duty and to other things in life as well. But I'm all for remastered games. But if I was a developer, what I would do is basically I would look at it in the sense in this way. I would look at it as if, well, I'm sure if developers had the opportunity to go back in time and change everything about their game to make it better, what would they do? I'm sure from a developer standpoint, they'd be like, yeah, if I could go back in time, I'd change this, I'd fix this. I'm sure if David Vonderhaar, now I'm not speaking for the man himself, but I'm just kind of speculating and respectfully saying so, that I think that if he can go back in time to when about the release time of Black Ops 1, or just before the release of Black Ops 1, I'm sure that he wouldn't put Last Stand or Final Stand or whatever, or Second Chance in the game, okay? Because that's one thing that I remember seeing a video on, and I'm sure he doesn't feel very good about that. I mean, I think he wishes that he didn't put it in the game in the first place. And I'm sure he would have I'm sure he would have nerfed Ghost in a sense, or would have thought of a different way to make Ghost viable. And I'm sure he would have nerfed the FAMAS. So just a few things there. I'm sure a developer, like after a game gets released, the developer learns more and more about their game, and again, there's only so much they can do. And if once certain things have been implemented in the game, it's really hard to remove them, especially if a lot of the fan base is using it. Like a lot of us hate Second Chance, but at the same time, there are a lot of people that play the game that use it. So at the same time, there's this fine line. It's like, you don't want to. You want to make everybody happy, but you don't want to piss too many people off. So that's where the confusing part comes in. But there's even more. And by the way, this gameplay here, it wasn't recorded right. So there was a part of the gameplay that wasn't recorded. So we're starting off at this point all the way until the end. So I'm sorry about that, but it's still a good one. So I hope you enjoy it. But anyway, back on topic here. I'm sure developers, every single one of them, from their standpoint, it's like if they could change anything about their game and make it for the better, if you were to ask them, they'd say, oh yeah, I changed this or I do that. So if a new Modern Warfare 2 Remastered were to get released, which is pretty much a certainty at this point, when Modern Warfare 2 Remastered comes out, it needs to be the Call of Duty game that a lot of fans have always wanted. I mean, there's really no point in my opinion, in keeping one-man army noob tubes and all the crazy other things that happen with the boosting and free-for-all and all that kind of stuff. I mean, tactical insertions don't need to be in the game, in my opinion. I mean, there's so many different things they can do to make it for the better, while keeping the game the same game. I mean, Modern Warfare 2 will always be Modern Warfare 2 for very specific reasons, but I think most fans would really love to revisit that game if it were fixed. There's a lot of people that still love the game but just don't play it because of how broken it is. So if we were to fix it, I mean, don't just remaster it, like patch the game up as well. So why not? Because it's something that we never got before either. As fans, a fixed Modern Warfare 2 is something that we've never got, and that a lot of us wanted as well. So, and I'm sure if the whole falling out didn't happen with Zampella and West and all that, and them leaving and forming the company that made Titanfall, I mean, Respawn. So we would have gotten it sooner or later, but we just never did. So that would be something that I think is a long time coming. And now with the remaster come out, I think from a developer standpoint as well as even from a business standpoint, I mean, it makes sense to do that. I mean, it's like the planets are aligned in a sense. I personally am not too crazy excited for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, but if it comes, if the price is decent, if they've announced that they're pretty much going to fix the problems that the original game had, like the ones I mentioned, then I'll definitely I'll definitely pick it up. I'm not going to Prestige, I'll tell you that much, because of the pro perks and you have to regain them and all that. It's like, nah, I won't do that. But I will give it a shot. And about the Call of Duty formula, it seems like there are bits and pieces that every single one of the three development teams are doing to kind of try to enhance the Call of Duty formula, to keep people playing and to bring them coming back. Because Call of Duty, specifically in Modern Warfare 2, more so than not, even more so than COD 4, it just rewarded you pretty much for everything that you're doing. A lot of people moved from Halo to Call of Duty, not just because of the fact that it was easier to kill people in comparison, because in Halo, unless you're playing SWAT, it's a lot harder to kill people than it is in Call of Duty. So a lot of people like the simplicity of Call of Duty, but also because of the fact that there were a ton of challenges and lots of unlocks. There was always something to go for, and every single thing you did in the game, whether it was something that was frowned upon or not, you got rewarded for it. With XP, unlocking things, I mean, you name it. Challenges, calling cards, all that kind of stuff, right? And, Advanced Warfare kind of added 10 more prestige levels, and every single time you prestige, you got a new weapon. Infinite Warfare added a ton of variants, and you were always grinding the hell out of the game to unlock another gun. Treyarch added more prestige levels up to 1,000. I mean, you guys see where I'm going with this. They need to take it up to another level from what it was back in the day. So that way there's always something to grind for, and you need to combine these things as well. They need to come up with something new. And I think that's, I mean, like I said, that's part of the Call of Duty formula. And it seems like it's something that is sometimes just ignored greatly, because it's about Call of Duty. I mean, even with things like camos, people used to give a damn about camos more than what they do now. And with all the different possibilities that they can do with camos and ways to unlock them and challenges and yada yada yada. I mean, you and I both know, and I've touched on this before. They can easily add more challenges to every Call of Duty. I mean, all the dominant game mode challenges that you see, that's nothing compared to what they could add. In all seriousness, there could be so much more than what's been added into the game over the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years. So anyway, guys, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in this game. I know the commentary was a little bit all over the place, but my thoughts at the same time were a little bit all over the place, because with a subject like this, and then when you talk about the Call of Duty formula, it kind of tends to get a little messy here and there in terms of what you're talking about and what you want to get out, because it's just so many different things, so many little and big things. So. Let me know down in the comment section what do you guys think? Do you guys and are you excited for Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, or would you only be excited if they were to fix the game and release a patched up version of the game that we never had before? So let me know down in the comment section what you guys think, and as always, if you enjoyed the video, let me know, and if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.